ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् तामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Verse number 5. And number 4, let us say, from 4. Tatah padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuyah tameva chadyam purusham prapadye yatah pravruttih prasruta purani nirmanamohajita sangadoshaha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha sanyaihi gacchantya mudhah padam avyayam tada ततः पदम तत् परिमार्गितव्यम यस्मिन् गताः न निवर्तन्ति भूयः। Tataha, thereafter, tat padam parimargatavyam, that padam, that abode, parimargatavyam, should be anveshtavyam, investigated, inquired into, deliberated upon. Yasmin gataha nanivartanti bhuyaha. Yasmin gataha, having gone where? Bhuyaha nanivartanti, they do not return. This is very important. Vedanta speaks of that padam, that abode. You can call it abode, you can call it the state. Having reached where there is no return. So thus there is usually our experience is that you reach somewhere and from there is definitely a return, meaning that no attainment is permanent. Human being is trying to attain something permanent so that there is no more attainment. Like the river is rushing towards the ocean, and all that is so that someday the river will be free from the need to rush. We are doing a lot of things with a hope that ultimately we will reach a point where we will become free from the need to do anything. And so we are going somewhere. We are constantly striving. And one desire after another desire pushes us, impels us to do a variety of activities. We are trying to reach something, attain something, accomplish something, reach something. What do we want to accomplish in our life? What do we want to reach in our life? That having reached where there is no more reaching required, accomplishing which there is no more accomplishment required. This is what we want. What is the desire behind the desires? Freedom from all the desires, so that we don't have to desire. Everybody wants to retire. When everybody is burnt out from this lot of activities in life, want to retire. Retirement not in the sense of not doing anything. Retirement from all the internal pressure. I do not want any internal or external pressure. I want to be free to do what I want without any pressure, without any compulsion. Freedom from compulsion. Freedom from pressure. I want that freedom. And I want to reach that state. I want to reach that goal. I want to accomplish that. Having accomplished where there is no pressure, there is all freedom, so that I do not come back to a point again where I have to strive. What happens is that we strive for a goal, we reach that goal all right. When we reach there, we are happy for a moment, for a point of time, and then again we find something lacking, and again we strive. So no attainment seems to be permanent. Every attainment seems to be temporary in as much as every attainment appears to give us only a temporary satisfaction. Nothing seems to give us a permanent satisfaction. We want that accomplishment, that attainment, achieving which there is a permanent satisfaction. There is no more seeking required. We are not getting tired or exhausted because of activity, but because of what prompts that activity, that seeking, that accomplishing, that sense of lack or want. I want to become forever free from a sense of lack or want. Is there such a thing? Man has been trying from the time beginningless. He is trying to achieve things in the life. He wants to become wealthy, he wants to become have a name, fame, power, and all kinds of achievements. External and internal powers also is trying. Can I become something beyond which there is no becoming? Vedanta says that there is a state, having reached where there is no more, nothing remains to be done, nothing remains to accomplish. Knowing which, nothing remains to be known. Accomplish which, nothing remains to accomplish. Tat padam parimargitavyam yasmin gataha nanivartanti bhuyaha. That padam, that abode, parimargitavyam. That abode must become the matter of knowledge. matter of inquiry. Parimarganam, anveshanam, investigating, looking for. Vedanta says that Padam really is not separate from you. What you are looking for is not separate from you. Yasmin gataha na nivartanti bhuya. There is one place where you have not looked. You looked everywhere, one place where you have not looked. You are taken for granted, like the 10th man. He is looking everywhere for the 10th man, one place is not looking, and that is at his own self. Because of the conclusion that I am not the 10th man, that conclusion is very firm. I am born with the conclusion that I am what I am, that I am I am a limited entity. I have to become limitless. I am small, limited, I have to become big, I have to become limitless. This is the assumption upon which I am working. And that assumption is never questioned. So Vedanta says that you have to look. So that is why the sadhanam, sadhana and sadhya, means and end. The means is determined by the nature of the end. Meaning that what I do is determined by what it is that I want to accomplish. If what I want to reach is separated from me in time, then I have to wait for that time. If what I want to reach is separated from me in place, then I have to travel that place. If what I want to reach is separated in terms of the qualification, I have to gain those qualifications or attributes. Meaning that if I am poor, I want to become rich, then I must transform myself from poverty to richness. I am in Salisbury, I want to go to California, separated in place, I must travel in that place. I am a young man, I want to become old, like the child always wants to become big, and so you wait for time. So usually the goals that we want to reach are separated from us, either in time, in place, or in qualifications. However, you reach your destination, just California, but then the destination can never be a permanent destination, because the reason why I left here is because there was something lacking here. I reached there, it is different, all right, but then I discovered that there also is a different kind of a lack. So here something was missing. Here I thought it's too cold, I have to go over there. I go there, that's comfortable. There's no rain, it's very dry, and so I'm not too happy. Something I always find out. If you are bent upon being dissatisfied in life, you will find enough reasons to be dissatisfied anyway. And thus I keep on striving from one end to the other, one accomplishment to the other accomplishment. And this is going on from the time beginningless, from one birth to another birth. Is there a place? Is there an abode? Is there a state reaching where there is no return? Meaning that, is there a place where I can reach where I am completely satisfied? The temperature is all right, the rain is all right, the flowers are all right, the greenery is all right, the commuting is all right, the traffic is all right, the salary is all right, the expenses are all right, the house is all right, everything is all perfect. This is what I want. Where I am respected, I have a name, I have fame, I have everything I have. This is what I am seeking to reach. And I am seeking for this state or this goal in my life. Always in some time, some place, some situation other than myself. Because of my conclusion that as I am not all right. As I am not okay. I am lacking, I am wanting as I am. Vedanta says that there is one place where you are not looked into, and that is yourself. Reaching which, there is nowhere to reach. In fact, you are that goal which you are seeking to reach. It is the accomplishment of the already accomplished. So if the goal is separated in time, then I must wait for the time. If God is away in some abode, then I must wait until I die to reach there. If God is in some abode, then I have to travel from here to there. And just as if I want to see the Queen of England, then this dress is no good, I must dress in a particular way, I must talk in a particular way, I must behave in a particular way, then only they will allow me the interview. So also for seeing God, I must prepare myself, meaning dress myself in a certain way, whatever. Says, no, that God that you want to reach is your own self. That's one place we have not looked. Tameva chadyam purusham prapadye yatah pravruttih prasuda purane. That Purusha, that Paramatma is nothing but my own self. Prapadye, I seek refuge into that. What is seeking refuge? Giving up all other activities. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja. Lord Krishna says, I am your own self. And therefore, give up all activities to achieve and accomplish things other than yourself. Stop trying to become something. Stop trying to achieve something and see what is. So I am so much oriented to becoming, so much oriented to achieving, so much oriented to accomplishing. I see success in life in achieving, accomplishing, becoming. That whole process has to stop. This is seeing. So we have to change this mode from becoming, from accomplishing, from attaining to seeing what is. Vedanta says, you are not seeing what is. You have taken for granted what is, but you have not seen what is. See what is first, and then decide whether you need to accomplish anything or not. So you are that abode. Reaching where? That does not remain anything to be reached. Tameva chadyam purusham prapadye. As any objective or goal requires a total commitment, this also requires a commitment that I surrender to my own self, meaning that I am surrendered to this understanding that there is nothing to be reached, there is something to be known or discovered. So here this surrender is in the sense of changing or transforming from becoming a seeker to a knower. That now I realize that there is something to be seen. Whether you call it knowledge or you call it seeing. What is knowledge? Knowledge is seeing what is, understanding what is. Seeing or understanding. So you take this object to be a snake, and then you are running away from that. Are you sure that it is really a snake or not? Look, examine that conclusion of yours. You think this is a piece of silver, so reaching that, wait a minute, first inquire whether it is silver, it is just a shell. A shell looks like silver. So I want it. A rope looks like a snake, I want to get away from it. So these activities of reaching something, getting away from something, do they have a real basis or are they simply based on my conclusions? So this is called surrender, where now I am convinced and I dedicate myself to the process of seeing rather than the process of becoming. That's a surrender. Becoming something different from me. Then the means will be different. Seeing my own self, then the means are different. For knowledge, the means are different. For action, the means are different. Tameva chadyam purusham prapadye, that adya purusha, the adu bhavam, that primordial person, the Paramatma, the self I am seeking. Yatah pravrutti prasuta purani, from where all this pravrutti, the whole universe has emerged. Therefore, you require a special kind of preparation for reaching that goal. For reaching any goal, we always require preparation. For driving to California, you require a preparation, you require a motor car, and you require to tune it up properly, fill up your gas tank, and do whatever is required, have all your maps ready, and then you can travel. Have also how long it's going to take, how many days you will have to stop on the way. So you book the motels and then what kind of food you're going to have, whether that will be suitable to you, whether you carry some food with you, whatever preparations are required for the travel, you make. But that is about travel for something other than you. But how about travel to your own self? So this is a travel from myself to myself, from the ignorant self to the knowing self. This is a travel from ignorance to knowledge, from aviveka to viveka, from non-discrimination to discrimination, from ignorance to knowledge. It's a different kind of a travel. And therefore, different kind of preparation is required. What preparation is required? Who are those who can accomplish that goal? So that's what we were told in the 5th verse. Nirmana moha jita sanga doshaha adhyatma nityaha vinivritta kamaha. Nirmana moha. So those people who are free from mana, demand for respect, and moha, delusion. We were discussing this nirmana moha last time. So the translation is freedom from demand for respect. What is manam? A tendency to demand respect. One thing is commanding respect, other thing is demanding respect. You see, since we are seeking our own self, which is already there, therefore we have to make our mind free from all its extrovertedness. Meaning the natural habit, the habit of the mind, always to seek fulfillment from outside. So when I am demanding respect from others, it's the same thing. Demanding respect from others, because I am not respectable as I am. If you respect me, then I feel that I am respectable. Since I do not respect, what is the reason why I demand respect from others? When you respect me, when you praise me, how come I become happy? I like you when you praise me and I dislike you when you criticize me. Why is it so? Why is this praise and respect so important to me? Because I think that as I am not respectable enough. Meaning that I do not respect myself enough. Therefore, in order for me to feel respectable in my own perception, understand that the basic need is for me to become respectable in my own perception. What is most important for me is what is my perception of myself. Really speaking, what you think of me is not important to me. What I think of me is most important to me. But since I think that I am not all right, since I think that I am not respectable enough, therefore your respect becomes important to me. It is because of my complex about myself that you become important to me. The attachment to you is because you are important to me, because your presence and your behavior makes me feel good about myself. And I dislike some other people because their presence or their behavior make me uncomfortable with myself. So whatever makes me comfortable with myself, I like them. Whatever makes me uncomfortable with myself, I dislike them. But why is this need? Because as I am not comfortable with myself. As I do not respect myself. I don't have a great self-esteem. I don't think very highly of myself. Therefore, your opinion about me becomes very important to me. When you say, and whose opinion? Somebody who is important in my perception, not anybody's opinion. If a child says something, it doesn't matter to me, meaning that it doesn't do much to me. Or he doesn't know. But whose opinion matters? For whom I have some respect, whose opinion I respect, and when they say that Swamiji, you are good, then I feel that I must be good, all right. So basic need is to feel respectable in my own perception. Basic need is to become respectable in my own perception. But since I do not respect myself as I am, and I respect you because your opinion I respect, therefore the respect that I get from what I consider respectable people is very important to me. So in our life, basically, some people are important to us, and their opinion is very important to us, and therefore their opinion that I am respectable is very important to us. And there is always an expectation of that acceptance, expectation of a pat on the back, an expectation of encouragement, expectation of respect, expectation of praise. That expectation is there in me. And this is quite opposed to knowledge. When can I gain knowledge? When my mind is abiding in the self. When my mind is not going out, it's not extrovert, it is inward looking. Because, in order for me to know the self, the mind should be looking at the self. I cannot see what I am as long as the mind is looking elsewhere. So, manam, when I am demanding respect, I am looking at somebody else seeking respect. The seeking always keeps my mind to the object of seeking and away from myself. So this manitvam, demanding respect, inasmuch as it keeps my mind away from myself, therefore it becomes an obstacle to knowing myself. It becomes an obstacle to seeing myself as I am, because in manam, in seeking respect, there is already a conclusion that as I am not respectable. Now, as long as that conclusion remains, how am I going to find myself respectable anyway? Therefore, nirmanam, one who has become free from seeking respect from others. How do we become free? By this vivek, or by this understanding. As yet, I have not discovered myself to be a complete being, but I have an understanding. At least I have an intellectual understanding that completeness must be my nature, because what I am seeking, I love to be complete, therefore it should be my nature. And from the teaching of Vedanta, I understand that limitlessness is my nature. It has not yet become a reality for me, but I can see that yes, limitlessness is my nature. It makes sense to me. And therefore, seeking respect or seeking anything from outside does not make sense, because the very seeking is a denial of what is. In the case of the 10th man story, the very attempt to search for the 10th man is a denial of the 10th man, because the one who is searching for the 10th man is the 10th man. Like the glasses are already on my head here. Every attempt to look for the glasses is a denial of the fact that glasses are with me. So when something is already with me and I am looking for it elsewhere, every seeking becomes a denial of what I have. So when I am seeking for glasses elsewhere, this conclusion that I do not have glasses always remains, and that conclusion will always persist. So Vedanta says, stop looking for glasses elsewhere. Then alone you will be oriented to look at yourself, whether do I have them or not. So this is just a joke or whatever it is, I don't know. But this really, I should not tell you this, this really happened to me. I'm somewhat ashamed of saying, not ashamed, but I'm embarrassed, I should say. Embarrassed of saying this. But very interesting, this happened just 2 days ago when I was traveling to Fort Wayne to a place. So there is a bag with me, and then there is a shoulder bag which contains, the documents and various little other things. The bag was very small. So I think what I may have done is the shoulder bag must be on my shoulder and the bag must be in my hand. I put it in the car. I put the bag being small, I put it in the back seat instead of in the trunk. And so the shoulder bag I put on the floor. Now my attention was so much on that bag that I completely lost sight of this shoulder bag. And after traveling halfway to the airport, I said, hey, where is it? I didn't carry the shoulder bag. Where is the shoulder bag? And it was on the floor, not easily visible. I left it home. So that is how we call Ramchandran here. Hey, come on, please, help. Rush. Go to my room. Look for the shoulder bag. Ramchandra was ready right away. In a few minutes he was in my room, he called back. Swami, where is your bag? I said, it's inside room. I don't see it. Look on my bed. I don't see it. Look on my desk. I don't see it. Look on the dresser. I don't see it. Hey, come on, it's a black bag, it's this, that. I gave a description. I don't see Swamiji. He says, look in the car, he says, I said, I haven't brought it with me. He says, Swami, it's not here. It must be in the car, he says, So he looked on the floor behind, and it's right there. No, this is not a joke, this is an actual thing. It's about me, so I'm embarrassed to say that, that this happened. But it happened. Usually I'm happy to tell stories about others. But in this case, this is my own story. But every attempt to look for that bag is denial of the bag. Because it's already there. And you're searching for what is already there, you'll never find it. So also manam, you are seeking respect. Hey, respect is already there. You are already respectable. When you are seeking respect from others, your conclusion that you are not respectable, that conclusion persists. Your conclusion is wrong. You think that this is a snake, that's a wrong conclusion, it's a rope. Don't be afraid of it. You think this is silver, no, this is only a piece of shell. It has no value, don't run after that. Those standard examples of Vedanta. Similarly, you are already respectable. Look for that fact, see that fact. For me to see the fact that I am respectable, I should stop looking for respect elsewhere. Is it not so? As long as I am looking for respect elsewhere, so long, I can never see what I am. That's what all qualifications that the Vedanta asks for is just a mind which is poised to look at its own self. A mind which has now ceased to look for things outside, and the mind that is looking for things at its own self. The manam is this seeking respect is a big problem with human being. Because I am constantly suffering from a sense of lack or want, and therefore not happy with myself, not respecting myself, and therefore need for respect is a big need. Everybody has it in one measure or the other, because we always feel happy when somebody praises us. No, Swami, I never demand respect. But then if somebody praises you, I am very happy. That means it was there. So, nirman moha. First of all, recognize that this seeking respect arises from ignorance, arises from false perception of myself. So, whenever the mind is seeking respect, ask the mind, hey mind, look at your own self, don't seek it from outside. Nirmana moha. Why am I looking for respect outside? Because of moha, because of delusion. Delusion about my own self. Delusion means false perception about myself that as I am not respectable. Because why am I not? Because all the time I am judging myself based on this body, on this mind. I am judging myself based on this body, mind, sense complex, and therefore my conclusion is that I am as big and as good as this body, mind, sense complex. That's what I am. That's called manam. Ma also means to measure. So I already measured myself. What is it? I am only as big as the body, mind, sense complex. That's all I am. That's called moha. So moha is identification with what I am not. Moha is identifying with anatma, identifying with the body, mind, sense complex, calling body, mind, sense as a self. That's moha. And because of that, I have as though reduced myself to a small or a limited, insignificant entity. And therefore, I am looking outside in order to become significant. So even in seeking respect, what is involved? Becoming is involved. What? Becoming respectable, becoming significant, becoming important. As I am not significant. As I am not important. I want to become important, significant, respectable. And I don't know how to do it myself. Therefore, I am looking for that from outside. So, manam is because of moha. Mana, this need or seeking respect, comes from moha, comes from the false perception about myself. And what's the reason of that false perception? What we call avimoha, aviveka, meaning identification with the body, mind, sense complex, measuring myself, equating myself to the body, mind, sense complex, and therefore looking upon myself as a small, insignificant entity. So now this becomes a sadhana, Vedantic sadhana. What is Vedantic sadhana? That every time now I find my mind looking for respect, and that's quite often that it looks for respect. So whenever I find myself looking for respect, looking for appreciation, why do we get disappointed? I am burnt out, Swamiji. People get burnt out doing something. Why do they get burnt out? Not because they don't know how to do that. No, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. But that tiredness is not physical tiredness, it is tiredness of the mind. Because the mind, while doing things, is always expecting something, expecting some appreciation, expecting some encouragement. When it does not come, I become disappointed, and more disappointed, frustrated, and burnt out. So this being burnt out, being frustrated, all of that presupposes that there is an expectation in me from other people that they should encourage me, they should appreciate me. So understand, mind is always seeking appreciation, always seeking encouragement, always seeking respect. This is the habit of the mind. You have to catch this habit. You have to spot this habit. So when we find mind doing it, catch it, spot it, and educate the mind. So mind, look, you are seeking, you have an expectation of respect, expectation of appreciation, expectation of respect, praise, etc. All of this is futile because regardless of how much praise you get, you are never satisfied. Because even when I have some little expectation of, let us say, appreciation. You know how much appreciation do I want? I want infinite appreciation. Regardless of how much appreciation anybody gives, it will never satisfy me. I am seeking infinite respect. I am seeking infinite appreciation. I am seeking infinite encouragement. That can never come. Nobody can give me. People try to do that to me. People want to help me. They encourage me. But more encouragement give, more I need. More they give, more I need, more I want. It is a futile thing. O mind, looking for anything outside is futile. Because what you are looking for is limitless. You are seeking limitless. In that respect, you are seeking limitless. In that appreciation, seeking limitless. That's what Lord Krishna said. Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. Hey Dhananjaya, hey Arjuna, perform your actions, sangam tyakta, giving up attachment. Don't make your action a means of achieving something, make your action as a means of yogastha, make your action a means of worship. perform action not as a means of achieving something, don't have any personal agenda. Here I constantly have personal agenda. In every interaction also there is a personal agenda. In every, even when I talk to people, interact with people, all the agenda is there. Something I am always seeking from that interaction. That's Lord Krishna. Give that up. That always keeps your mind away from yourself and therefore deprives you from seeing what you are. So Nirman Moha, just Lord Krishna is only giving an outline of the qualifications. All of these are given in greater detail in the 13th chapter, like Amanitvam, Adambhitvam, Ahimsa, Kshanti, etc. Wherever the opportunity comes, Lord Krishna does it. 12th chapter also, Adveshta, Sarabhutanam, and so on. And then 16th chapter, everywhere Lord Krishna gives. In Sthira Prajna also he gives, and then Gunatita also he gives. Here also he gives. He reminds us that this is necessary. Nirman moha jita sanga doshaha, who have conquered the fault of attachment. Says Shankaracharya, sangha eva dosha, sanga dosha. Sangha means attachment. Attachment itself is a defect. So those who become, that's what I said, become, Lord Krishna teaches, become free from attachment, become free from expectation. Attachment and expectation here. Priya priya sannidhovapi ragadvesha varjitaha. What is attachment? Priya priya sannidho. When something priya is there, dear is there, then there is raga attachment. When apriya is there or undesirable is there, there is dvesha or aversion. So these reactions keep on arising from me. You see, world has a very uncanny knack of presenting different things to me constantly. World presents different situations constantly before me. And I brand every situation. Some situation or some person I brand as priya, as dear, as likable. Something else I brand as apriya, as not dear, as not likable. Situation is situation. I who always stamp the situation. People are people. I call that person likable, I call other person dislikable. Now that is my perception, now that is my conclusion about that. Person is a person. Every situation I always brand. Favorable, unfavorable. This dvandva will always come before you. So Lord Krishna said, Siddhya Siddhyo Samo Bhutva Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. So here, let us see this. Again, watching our mind and the reactions of the mind, what kind of reactions the mind shows. In presence of those who I consider dear, my mind automatically runs towards them, relates to them with attachment. Attachment means in whose presence I am happy, in whose presence I am comfortable, in whose absence I am uncomfortable. That's called attachment. So when this is there, then I am always seeking the company of those whose company makes me comfortable. I am seeking that. And avoiding those people whose company makes me uncomfortable. Both of these is seeking. Seeking company of those who make me comfortable with myself. Avoiding company with those who make me uncomfortable with myself. Not only that, but whenever people come before me, I brand them as desirable, undesirable, and then seek them or avoid them. It's constantly going on. Our mind is constantly doing this. This is where we get exhausted, What makes us tired and exhausted is all this constant battle going on in our mind. So likes and dislikes, attachment and aversion, appointment, disappointments. So now observe the mind. Jita Sanga Dosha Priya Priya Sannidhau. When Priya, something that is what I call dear, not something that is dear, something that I call dear. There is no such object as dear, except that DER, dear is, but this is, DWR, dear is all right. This is DER, dear. There is no such object as that. No, there is an object that is hateful. No construct of my own mind, with my own strong opinions of how things should be, how they should not be. I brand them as dear and as hate, as agreeable, disagreeable. So ask the mind, stop branding. Stop branding something as agreeable, something as disagreeable, something that is dear to me, something that is hateful. Stop branding that. Swami, how do you live your life? This is life. Some people think that, how can there be life if this is not there? Swami, you love something, you hate something, that's called life. But that is life that is full of pain, unfortunately. What you love also becomes cause of pain, and what you hate also becomes cause of pain. What you love becomes cause of pain by separation, what you hate becomes cause of pain by association, and nothing will always be, there cannot be an association which is permanent, there is no separation that is permanent. That being the case, when I hate, even if it is away, in my mind there is always this apprehension that thing it will come. Some people I don't want in my house, some guests I don't like, and they will wind up here, they land here. So Swami, last summer they came without announcing, this summer also they may come, and this is how, when I do not like something, always an apprehension. And when I like something also, what, will it come or not, will that happen or not? So I'm always looking for something that will happen, and I'm waiting, hopefully hoping something that will not happen. Now this is a mind, which is mind suffering. This is called suffering. In any case, that mind is not poised for self-knowledge because this mind is always directed away from me. When I like somebody, then also my mind thinks of that somebody, doesn't think of myself. When I dislike somebody, then also mind thinks of that one, does not think of myself. Here, we want a mind that wants to think of itself, wants to look at its own self, wants to see what is. So Jita Sanga Dosha, those who conquer the dosha, the defect of Sanga, attachment. Meaning says here, Priya Priya Sannidhavapi Ragadvesha Varjitaha. Normally Priya Sannidhav Raga hai, when in Sannidhi, in the association with Priya or something dear, then there is Raga, there is attachment. In the Sannidhi or in the vicinity of Apriya or it is not dear, there is Dvesha. So these Raga Dveshas constantly arise from me. I go to work also, everywhere this is there. At home also, before I come home, already my mind is agitated. Going to work also, mind is agitated. In a train, everywhere is agitated. Because I know some passengers, the same train, same compartment, same people traveling together, and I like some, I do not like some. Some people look, Swamiji, this fellow is smoking, he is like that, he is like that. My mind is never calm. As long as these raga dveshas are there, so long the mind is never calm. Only when the mind is calm and poised, that is when we can enjoy ourselves. Vedanta says, look, the most enjoyable is your own self. You are looking for enjoyment outside, but then as long as you are looking for, then it deprives you of enjoying your own self. You are the most enjoyable one. But when can I enjoy myself? When my mind is abiding in myself. When my mind is not away from myself, not distracted from myself. These raga dveshas distract the mind from the self. Jita sanga doshaha adhyatma nityaha, who are always focused on the self. Adhyatma nityaha paramatma swarupa alochana nityaha. We will look at it at the end. Then let us look at the next one. Vinivritta kamaha. From whom the desires have gone completely. Vinivritta kamaha. Those from whom what is kama? Kama means a desire. Vinivritta kamaha. From whom the desires have gone away completely. Desires go away from me. That will become the subject matter of Sthita Prajna anyway. But then Vinivritta kama. Those who become free from desire. Because the Sthita Prajna opens with this statement, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. He partha, when one gives up completely all the desires arising in the mind. Lord Krishna says, Vinivritta kamaha. Those who become free from all the desires, from desires have gone away. Why is this Vedanta so much against desire? All the time, if you listen to Vedanta talk, always they attack desire. Give up desires. Why do they attack desire? Vedantins are not opposed to anything. Vedantin says that a desire means a self-denial, that's all. As I said, desiring the glasses which are already with me. But Swamiji, there are two kinds of desires. Now let us put it this way. Now, one is a desire. Desire usually is for something that I don't have. That's what I desire. I have a small home, I want a bigger home, there is a desire. I have a small car, I want a bigger car, there is a desire. I don't have a given thing, I want it, that's a desire. I don't have an iPad, I want an iPad, a desire, okay. So there is one class of desires of things that I do not have. We grant those desires, suppose. Alright, have them. But how about the desire for these glasses, That I was reading the newspaper, a friend came along to see me, I tucked my glasses on my head, and then he left, and I started reading the newspaper. I don't find I can't read them without glasses, looking for glasses everywhere. So what is that desire? That is the desire for what I think I do not have. So two kinds of desires are there. One is desire for what I have, other is the desire for what I think I do not have. One is desire for what I do not have, second is desire for what I think I do not have. And all desire for manam, respect, all desire for happiness, all desire for appreciation, is all like that. Ultimately, what for do I want things anyway? I have a small car, I want a big car for what? No, Swami says, okay, we can be more comfortable. Means we can be happier. A bigger car will make me happy. The small car doesn't make me happy, because that means through car I am seeking happiness, understand? A small home, Swamiji, we all collide with each other in this small home, so we want a bigger home. The number of members, so coming, going, because place is small. We want a bigger place. Bigger place is all right. What do you expect from bigger place? So I'll be happier. No, that cannot happen. A bigger place will give you more room so that you don't collide with each other. Other than that, if you think that the bigger place will make you happy, well, that expectation should be dropped. Nothing can make me happy unless I make myself happy. Who has to make me happy? I have to make myself happy. Nothing can make me happy. My constantly looking at somebody or something for making me happy makes me miserable. Therefore, vinivritta kamaha. All that Vedanta says is that whenever a desire arises in the mind, examine that desire. What do I seek to accomplish as a result of fulfilling this desire? We ask our mind, what do I seek to accomplish as a result of fulfilling this desire? Swamiji, I just want a faster car so I can reach my destination quicker. Okay, have it. I want a smartphone. This phone is not good enough. I want a smartphone so I can do various things. All right. But if you think that by smartphone that you are a smart person, everybody is very smart. Wherever you go, you people are always tuk, 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 doing something. In the airport, wherever you go. Now somebody like me who doesn't have, if you give me then also I don't know how to do that anyway. You feel very, will feel out of place. In India, these youngsters, now the cell phones have become quite common, but in the beginning, they were very proud of their cell phones 5-10 years ago. And so even when they go to a movie theater which is dark, they will display the cell phones with the light. When the cell phone is switched on, then there is an illumination, then you know that he is a cell phone. So seeking, the cell phone makes him big, that's it. We are seeking to be important by a cell phone. Which means I am not important as I am. That's what it is. I have already concluded that I am not important as I am. I become important when a car comes to me. I become important when a given object comes to me. So understand the desires. Vedanta says that it is not so much desire, but what is the agenda behind the desire? That is important. A desire arises in my mind, okay. But examine what is the hidden agenda behind the desire. If the hidden agenda is you want to be important, you want to be respected, you want to be appreciated, you want to be happy, well, that will never work, because even if you get appreciation as a result of that, it is going to be short lasting, because then you will want more appreciation. I want attention, okay. You may get attention by doing something strange on your head or wearing some clothes or whatever it is. You may get attention. But then also is never long lasting, because then people get used to that. Then you must do something else. All kinds of t-shirts are there and all sorts of things are written and all sorts of things are drawn there, I don't know. But anyway, so is it for drawing attention? I do not know. Then you must change your t-shirts every day. Something new is written on that one. This business of drawing attention, all this is futile. Understand this. We have been doing it from the time day one. And see where we are. This seeking attention has never gone away, is always increasing. So vinivritta kamaha. As far as kamas or desires are concerned, look at the agenda behind every desire. The mind is very, very clever. In the name of desire, the mind wants to fulfill its own agenda. Mind is its own agenda of seeking happiness. Through respect, through attention, through appreciation. But then, this respect, appreciation, all of this cannot make me happy. At the most, they can make me happy for a moment, and then mind will want more. So understand the mind. Understand the desires. So, all of this is teaching us that we should become awareful people, awareful of our mind, awareful of various thoughts arising in the mind, and must be always analyzing them, examining them, and determining whether this thought or this desire or this response, is it compatible to what I want in my life? Provided you are convinced about what you want in your life, of course. If you think that what you want is something other than you, then of course all those desires are quite valid. But here we are talking about, they are still then they are not valid, because what you want will never get from anywhere else. So first understanding is, what I want has to be discovered from my own self. And number two, for that purpose, I must stop seeking it elsewhere. This has to happen today or tomorrow. Swamiji, I wish I was told Vedanta or taught Vedanta when I was small. Unfortunately, not ready at that time. Even if Vedanta was taught at that time, it would not have helped you. Because the mind is not ready. The mind needs some experiences. So when we talk of the life, somebody must have lived the life to some extent. And must have seen what desires do, what ambitions do, what seeking respect does. Then when it's talked about, then we can say, yeah, it makes sense. So vinivritta kamaha, those people who become free from desires or from whom desires have gone away. Because by viveka. Desire is a product of moha or aviveka. What's aviveka? What's the from wrong perception? What's the wrong perception? I am a lacking, wanting being. That something else, somebody else will fulfill my lack or want. This is the conclusion behind the desire. So what's the perception behind desire? As I'm a lacking, wanting being. And somebody else, something else, some situation, some happening, some event will make me free from lack or want. Therefore, I'm always looking at something else or somebody else to help me become free from lack or want. So behind every desire ultimately is to become free from a lack or want. See this fact. Whether you give up desire or not is your business, but first understand it. Doing comes later. First comes understanding. Vedanta appeals to us to understand things. So, by aviveka, desire is product aviveka. Aviveka means wrong perception about myself and wrong perception about the world. And by viveka, by bringing the true perception of myself, that desire goes away. If you are hungry and desire for food is there, is understandable. You're thirsty, desire for water, okay. Not in a mood, you want a cup of coffee, all right. We'll grant those kind of desires which are required for sustaining the body. Desires which are for sustaining the body, for living our day-to-day life, for allowing me to fulfill my responsibilities and what I have today. So, for fulfilling my responsibilities, for whatever desires are required to do that, okay. But the desire which has an agenda of becoming respectable, becoming happy, that desire will never be fulfilled. So those desires they are called binding desires, and those desires should go. Vinivritta kama dvandvaihi vimuktaha sukha dukkha sanyaihi dvandvaihi vimuktaha, who are totally free from the opposites known as pleasure and suffering. Vimuktaha, free from. Dvandvaihi, what is dvandva? Pair of opposites. Like the two sides of a coin. Dvandva, pairs of opposites. Our life is made up of dvandva or pairs of opposites. Birth and death, day and night, comfort, discomfort, pleasure, pain, likable, dislikable, success, failure, gain, loss, honor, dishonor, praise, censure. This is what our life consists of. This is what our life is. What is our life? This is our life. Either success or failure, one of the two. Gain or loss, honor or dishonor, birth or death, day or night, comfort or discomfort, pleasure or pain. That's our life. And what happens? These things keep on, this dvandva or pairs of opposites keep on, we have to confront them constantly, but they are constantly changing. Now success, if failure is always followed by success and success followed by failure, then we know it, then it's okay. Sukham, dukkham, sukham, dukkham, sukham, dukkham, it's okay. Then we know how to plan things. Now Sukham has come, Dukkham is going to come, I can be prepared for that. Dukkham has come, Sukham will come, now I need not worry. But that's not the case. We don't know what will come next moment. I mean, Dukkham, Sukham, who knows when that Sukha will come. So that this success and failure are there, but then there is no order as to what will come. Sometimes success, sometimes failure. This is called dvandva. And we get impacted by this dvandva. Life is what it is. In fact, Vedanta will tell us that there is no such thing as success and failure. The success and failure also are our projections upon a situation. I brand a given situation as success. I brand another situation as a failure. This is my personal thing. As I tell you, so again, once our Swami was saying that he was invited for Bhiksha. There's a big dining table. Some 6-8 people are sitting. Swami is one of them. The host is sitting beside Swamiji. And host's son, is sitting at the other end of the table. And this host says to Swamiji, Swamiji, my son is a failure. He's a failure. Swamiji said, let me see who is a failure, He said, what kind of a creature is failure, let me see. A failure means one who fails, that's called failure. So this boy took the paratha and cut with his fingers. Oh, that is okay, he could cut it. He took a piece of paratha, dipped in the dal, put it in the mouth. He's doing okay, his success. He did not put it in his nose, put it in the mouth. Then he was chewing it, quite successful. He swallowed it, quite successful. So Swami thought a failure means a person who fails in everything. It's not so. He fails in something, so you brand him as failure. This success and failure are purely our notions. Unfortunately, the whole world maintains these notions and we are a product of that. Therefore, we are also oriented towards always branding things. So we are a part of this whole crazy stuff, who has its own evaluation, own judgment. And therefore, we also keep on doing the same thing that the rest of the world does. So we also judge, we also brand. If you get this score, this is success. Get that score, that is failure. If this happens, that is success. Doesn't happen, that's a failure. And this is very painful because then people brand themselves as failure. Failure is also not a problem. When I brand myself a failure, that's a problem. Suppose you did not succeed in a certain endeavor, you failed, let us say. Call it failure. That is also not a problem. What's the problem? When I say I am a failure, now that's the problem. And so, dvandvaihi vimuktaha, these dvandvas are there. The pairs of opposites are always there. Let them come and go. Lord Krishna says, Tam stitikshasva Bharata, Hey Bharata, Hey Arjuna, put up with them, let them come and go. Do not get impacted by them. Success came, all right God, thank you. Failure came, all right God, whatever you want. It's called prasada buddhi. Accept it as prasada. Even if you brand something as failure, express prasada of the Lord. This is Ishvara is doing this. Ishvara is giving me something. Ishvara is taking away something from me. Whatever it does is acceptable to me. This is called surrender. So, dvandvaihi vimuktaha sukha dukkha sanyaihi. Sanya means name. Sukha dukkha sanyaihi. Called by the name sukha and dukkha, pleasure and pain. They are just representative. It includes all of the pairs of opposites. Like honor and dishonor, pleasure and pain, success and failure. All of them included. Vyuktaha. Those people who are free. Free means what? Nobody can be free from the dvandva. The world is what it is. The life will always bring you these kind of circumstances. But free means free from the impact of them. They do not impact me anymore. When success comes, then I jump in joy. Failure comes, I am depressed. No. Success also is taken in its stride. Failure also is taken in its stride. Then the mind remains composed. What we are basically interested in is the mind remains composed. Mind remains calm. Mind remains inward looking. Even if I am trying to contemplate, these dvandvas distract me. Success also distracts me. Because then mind becomes very happy and starts thinking and dwelling upon that. Failure also distracts me because then mind becomes hurt and also starts dwelling upon that. What we want is to dwell upon the self. All of these are obstacles to dwelling upon the self. They all distract me from myself. Therefore, sukha dukkha sanyaihi dvandvaihi vimuktaha. Free from this pairs of opposites called sukha and dukkha. Adhyatma nitya We will take a break here in our discussion, have a break for coffee, come back in about 15 minutes, and we'll continue our discussion.